starts with a city that is overrun by zombies. In the horde of mindless zombies wandering aimlessly about the city, one zombie walks to a convenience store with a sense of purpose. The zombie has a bag and a rake he uses as a weapon. He begins to stock up on food items, and then he receives a telepathic message that whatever he had collected was enough. He obeys the message and even stops to bring a bottle of cold drink for his master. The master is a college student named Ling Mo. He was waiting for his zombie puppet on a nearby rooftop. He was an ordinary man until a virus outbreak converted most humans into zombies. But he noticed that he could control the zombies by forming a connection with them. They were mindless shells and he could easily control them. He had only one zombie as his puppet and he was getting better at controlling it. He used it as an assistant to gather stuff and move around. But the greatest aim he has right now is to find someone. The hero of the story wakes up when his smartphone rings. It is already noon and he was still sleeping when he gets a call from his girlfriend, Elian. Ling Mo woke up to hear that his girlfriend was coming over with food. He is really happy and is about to propose her, but she says yes before he finishes completing his sentence. But the happy moment turns into horror when she screams run and nothing else can be heard after that. Ling panics and wakes up from his nightmare. He realizes that he was just dreaming. But the events in the dream were real. He had been having this dream ever since the doomsday. As the hero moves out of his room, he finds his zombie puppet trying to attack him. His control over it had loosened since he went into a state of deep sleep. But he had chained the zombie for that reason. He uses the special ability that gave him control over the zombie and makes it docile again. He goes to the street to gather provisions, but there are too many zombies there. Elian's house was not far away, but he could not afford to go there. Luckily for him, two people are stuck in their car as the zombies attack them. They begin to scream for help and even more zombies rush to them. But Ling Mo decides to take advantage of the situation to cross the road. He realizes that he had become emotionless after getting the power to control the zombies. The people shouting for help were eaten by the zombies and he did not feel anything. He thinks that it must be because of his connection with the zombies. He even feels what a zombie feels when humans are eaten, and it is close to pleasure. But he does not care about it. He commands his zombie puppet to look around for his girlfriend. His senses are synchronized with his puppet and he can see what it sees. He sees a bus that had met with an accident and decides to skip past it. But then he realizes that it was the bus Elian used to take to visit him. And she was about to visit him on the day it all happened. He commands his zombie to look inside the bus and he is shocked on finding her there. Elian is holding on to the corpses of zombies she had killed. She had also turned into a zombie and turns back and attacks Ling Mo's puppet. She looks dangerous and even more vicious than the normal zombies. She is fast and strong and pierces the puppet's chest in one swift motion. Ling Mo does not understand what is happening at first. But then he realizes that his girlfriend was also infected by the virus. He realizes that if he could not hold her here, she might escape and he would lose her once again. He decides to take control of her with his ability. He sends his spirit to find her spirit. He finds it and tries to approach it, but her spirit is aware that he is trying to control her and resists. He realizes that she must have mutated to gain self-awareness. He thinks that this could be a good thing, as it could be possible for him to turn her back into a human once again. He tries hard and manages to gain control over her spirit just as she finished thrashing his puppet. He orders her to come back, but she is fixated on something. He realizes that she wants the gel at the back of a zombie's brain. He permits her and she tears the head of the zombie and takes out the red gel. She is already drooling on seeing it and Ling Mo lets her do as she wants. She eats it and feels wonderful. Even he can feel the pleasure she gets from eating it. He calls her back and is relieved that he found her. But she is a zombie and does not show any emotion. He tells her that even though she could not remember anything right now, he would make her well one day. She goes berserk when he touches her and he barely dodges her attack. He realizes that the spiritual connection was weakened because he relaxed. He manages to fix it and stop her in time. Ling decides to get her clean and changed before anything else. They go to a shopping mall and Elian gets the desire to kill the zombies lurking there. But just as Ling gives her the order, she jumps at the zombies, not waiting for him to complete his sentence. He also joins her and they hunt down the zombies. He cannot manage to be overpowered by her spirit or he would lose control of her. At best she would run away, at worst she would kill him. They kill all the zombies and Elian eats all the gel pills that she finds from the zombies. Ling Mo also feels that he gets stronger every time she eats the gels. He realizes their feelings were also synchronized as he felt fearless fighting the zombies. With that, they enter the shopping mall and Ling Mo wonders which dresses he should choose for her. He takes her to a bathroom and starts to undress her to clean her body. He is getting dirty thoughts and has to tell himself to calm down again and again as he undresses her. They go back to his home and when he wakes up the next day, he finds that the connection with Elian was not broken. He was relieved that this was the case. He finds out that she is hungry and decides to go zombie hunting. She eats all the gels they extract from the zombies. But rather than boosting her strength, they make her weak this time. She falls down and he has to carry her back to the room. But when she wakes up from her rest, he finds that her eyes have changed from zombie red to her usual black. He realizes that her mutation made her closer to humans again. He had initially planned to go somewhere isolated when he found her, But now they needed to be in a place swarmed by zombies so that she would evolve. Now even if they met other survivors, they would not be alarmed that she was a zombie, as it was not possible to tell. Ling realizes that he does not have an appropriate weapon to fight the zombies. He was using a kitchen knife, but that was about to break. His friend, Wang Lin's family, made knives and swords. Their store was nearby and he decides to go there and pick up some weapons. If she was still a human, he would try to rescue her too. Wang Lin is resting on a higher floor of her building when a man on the lookout informs her that some people were at their gate. Even though she feels that the man looks familiar, she can't identify Ling Mo. They wonder if they have come for her special dagger, but they were in for a big surprise if they were going to enter the building. Ling Mo enters the building and tries to enter a locked door. He makes the mistake to ask if there were any survivors, but he is greeted by a mutant zombie who breaks through a door. Ling cuts off its arm and then tries to stab it through the door, but the zombie kicks him to the roof. He is about to attack the hero, but Elian pierces his heart. The mutated zombie is tough and does not die from the injury. Ling Mo manages to stab his brain using his knife. He is relieved that he managed to defeat it in time. But they have already entered the locked room and he finds many dead people there. They were all killed by the mutant. Elian pierces his skull and finds out a green gel pill, a different one compared to the red ones. Ling Mo decides to hold on to it till they reached a safe place. It would be terrible if Elian collapsed due to the after effects of the pill in an open place. But he has come to the right room. It is full of all types of swords and knives. He picks up the best blade he can find and then walks around the room for more weapons. He steps on a tile that sounds hollow and he finds a box under the tile. It had a dagger and a pair of knives. They were of great quality and since they were hidden, he thinks that they must be valuable. He leaves the shop happily with his zombie girlfriend, but Wang Lin spots her special dagger with him. She is shocked on learning that they defeated the mutant zombie. But the thing that bothers her more is they took the dagger she had crafted with so much dedication. She rushes after them, but the man stops her saying that she would just be risking her life. They decide to go to save her cousin who was also a skilled swordsmith. Ling Mo is working hard to clear off the scent of blood and zombie fluids from them. He uses a strong disinfectant and locks the door. He thinks it is the right time to let Elian have the green gel. She licks it suggestively as he holds the gel in his hand. But as soon as she swallows it, Ling Mo feels a sharp pain in his chest. He falls to the ground and after that Elian also faints and collapses. He wakes up and realizes that he had fallen asleep after he fell to the ground. But Elian is not near him and he panics. His ability tells him that his connection with her has not broken. She did not move when she was not hunting, but this time was different. He traces her downstairs and finds her looking out of a window with longing. He thinks that she is back to the girl who loved him and hugs her from behind. But she is still only a zombie. But he thinks that she was getting some of her emotions back. That meant she would get more human the more gels she ate. They go hunting zombies and Ling Mo realizes that her movements have become more swift and precise. He is confident that she would obey his orders and not attack any humans if they found them. But then he notices two children surrounded by a group of zombies. The boy is scared, but the girl with him uses her sword and slices away the zombies attacking her. She is only a schoolgirl, but she can hold her ground against so many zombies. Ling Mo is impressed by her but decides to leave her alone as he had Elian with him. He starts to walk away, but the boy notices him and starts shouting for help. Ling Mo is shocked and fears that if the girl was as special as he thought, she might find out the truth behind Elian. But before that, he has to deal with the zombies attracted by the boy's shouting. He decides to kill all the zombies by himself so that his girlfriend does not raise suspicions. The girl looks at Ling Mo fighting the zombies. He could control up to 3 zombies at a time and decides to use his ability to immobilize them and then kill them. He thinks he can do this for quite a long time if he is not suddenly swarmed. The boy is impressed by Ling Mo's fighting, but the girl is not. He takes the lead and they run away from the zombies together. Ling Mo is annoyed by how careless the boy is, but all 4 of them make out of it safely. The boy is named Liu Yuhao and the girl is Shauna. They are classmates and Liu seems fond of her. He thanks Ling Mo and invites him and Elian to their place to rest and drink. Ling Mo declines his offer as he does not want them to find out about his girlfriend. But Shauna's attention is piqued by something he has. She tries to swipe a dagger he has, but he dodges her effort. She asks him where did he get the dagger. He tries to tell her that it was not her business, but when she insists politely, he tells her that he picked it up at a store. She immediately names the Wang Knife store and Ling Mo is surprised. But she does not tell him anything else and diverts the topic to his girlfriend. She gets clingy with Elian and her killer instincts awaken. But Ling Mo is able to control her so that she does not harm Shauna. He lies that his girlfriend cannot talk. Shauna sympathizes with him and invites both of them to their place. She runs while holding Elian's hand and Ling Mo cannot even warn them that she was doing a dangerous thing. They go to their hideout and it had more people than Ling Mo expected. All of them are in the same uniform and he believes they are students. The people discuss what Shauna and Liu found today. Ling Mo sees many people but he is not interested in socializing. Liu declares that since Ling saved their lives, he and Shauna invited them to have dinner. But a boy named Liu Zhen acts arrogantly and says that Ling Mo must be here just to get free food. He says that they had Shauna and did not need anyone else to help them. Liu tries to explain that Ling Mo was really awesome, but Lu Xun still does not want to share food. Ling Mo realizes that it was worthless quarreling with a bunch of kids and says that he does not want a free meal. But Lu Xun takes this chance to insult him. He says that how could a freeloader like him say something like this? He had even brought his girlfriend along for free food. On hearing this, Ling gets angry and rushes at Lu Xun and grabs him by his collar. He slaps him and says that if said anything else he did not like, he would slap him again. Shauna requests Ling to leave him, but he does not leave him till he makes the arrogant boy apologize. He reluctantly apologizes when no one comes to support him. Liu tries to apologize, saying that Lu Xun was a rich kid and he was not used to conditions like this. But Ling Mo tells him that he would not feed a useless person like him if he was in their place. He begins to leave with Elian, but Shauna tries to stop them. When he does not heed her word, she grabs his hand and asks him to help her as he was strong and fearless. But Ling Mo refuses to help her even before she makes her request. He tells her that he would not help them feed a bunch of useless people. She tries to play the morality card, but he says that there is nothing like order or morals in the world right now. The task is to gather the classmates and teachers at their boarding school back to this safe house. They had tried to go back before, but the zombies surrounding the area did not give them an opening. With Ling's help, she was sure that they could rescue them. Ling Mo asks for his reward and Shauna tells him that the dagger he had taken without permission was crafted by her cousin. That was the payment for this mission. He is shocked that the frail girl could create such a wonderful dagger. He thinks that she was unlucky and presumes her dead. But then Shauna says that he could leave his girlfriend at the hideout if he was worried about her. Ling Mo feels he would be worried about the other kids if he left her there and tells Shauna that she would be coming too. Ling Mo wonders if Shauna was kind or stupid for wanting to save the people stuck in their school. When the other students learn about this, they have different opinions. Some think that it was too reckless to go back, but others volunteer to join the rescue group. Ling refuses to let them come as they would only be burdens. He realizes that they wanted to come because it was safer for them to be close to Shauna. But Shauna gets him to agree that other students could also come. After the matter is resolved, Shauna suggests that Elian should sleep with the girls rather than with her boyfriend for the night. Ling Mo agrees, but he is planning to control her for the entire night. Shauna invites Elian to sleep with her. She immediately gets naughty and makes a move on her. Shauna tries to take off Elian's clothes, but when she does not respond, she asks if she would help her undress instead. Ling Mo could hear and see everything Elian could. He decides to teach Shauna a lesson and commands his girlfriend to pin her down to the bed. Elian starts to take her clothes off and Shauna feels like she was being watched by a man instead of a girl. Shauna blushes as Elian undresses her, but she does not stop there. Ling Mo orders her and she takes out more of her clothes than necessary for sleeping. He lets her go when she apologizes to Elian. He can hear everything Shauna says to his girlfriend. She initially thought Ling Mo was a mean person, but his caring about his girlfriend proved her wrong. Even Ling feels that Shauna was a weird girl who took care of so many people alone. The next day, they form a group and head out to the school. Lu Xun is still angry at the fact that Ling is with them, but he cannot do anything about that. The students have no good weapon except for Shauna's sword. Having a kitchen knife was the best they could do. They think that they could hold their ground against the zombies if they worked together. When they reach the school premises, only Shauna and Liu fight while the other students watch from the sidelines. Ling thinks that it would be better for just the two of them to live without the others. But there is one thing he is relieved by. Elian did not want the gel from normal zombies now. She did not react to the zombies like before. He figures out that he needs more mutant gels to keep her evolving. He had found her and the other mutant zombie in a closed space with other people. The school would be a good place to find another mutant zombie. He plans to separate from the students and search for one once they enter the building. But just then, a zombie pulls a student inside the building through the window pane. Ling Mo jumps inside the building in order to save him, but he finds that he was late. He kills the zombie, but the student was already dead. The students are sad about losing a friend, but Shauna decides that they cannot afford to mourn his death just yet. They have to keep moving forward. Ling Mo is impressed by her determination. Will Shauna and Liu be able to rescue their classmates with Ling's help? Will anyone else also die in the mission, or everyone will survive? Can Ling find a suitable mutant zombie inside the school and defeat it without revealing the truth about Elian? Join us in the next video to find out.